Okay, we wrote a MIME type for the images and other parameters to be sent to the server. We will now send directly the information to the server and the files. We're going to the Xcode. I'll go to home VC, and in home VC we will write a new function which will be function to upload the image. So I'll write func upload image, then in the round brackets I'll write from, and I'll declare a parameter reference variable image view colon and UI image view. Open curly brackets and close this. So we will execute the function of uploading the image from means either it will be from the cover image or the Ava image, depend what we have tapped and selected. Okay, so very good. So in this function, first we need to access our ID variable, because ID is one of the most important parameter which we'll be sending to the server. Okay. So in order, as you remember, our ID parameter is already saved in the global variable. We need now to fetch this parameter from the server. Okay, so for that purpose, I will try to fetch it guard let ID equals to current user question mark in the square brackets and quotation marks ID, else return. Okay, so this is a safe method of casting ID. We are creating a new constant ID which will go to current user and which will access the value under the key ID. If it cannot execute it, return. Okay, safe method of accessing ID of current user. Very good. And then, as you remember, the first step is to declare step number 1, declare URL, request, and parameters. Okay, so we'll declare the URL. Let URL equals to URL. We will access URL from the string. That's the one. In the quotation marks, we'll write HTTP colon right slash localhost in our case right slash FB right slash upload image.php. In order to test it, go to the browser and try to enter this line in the browser's URL. So it will tell us missing required information. Okay, very good. So the URL is correct. Then we'll create a request variable var request equals to URL request. Open the round bracket, go to URL, the URL which we have declared. And don't forget to put exclamation mark after the URL. We want to force down cast it because we know that this string always be here. Okay. Then we are going to request dot write request dot HTTP method. .HTTP method will be method post as it's the safest one. Now we'll need to declare the parameters which we need to send to the server. As you remember, there were two parameters, type, ABA or cover, and ID. Okay, so we'll create a new variable params equals to, and in the square brackets we can write we can here declare in the quotation marks ID, this is the value, and we send the key, this will be the key ID and the value will be ID, comma, then in the quotation marks we write type of type image view tapped. As you remember guys, our image view tapped is always tracking what has been tapped, cover or AVA. So this is what we want to send to the server. Is it AVA or it's a cover? Okay. So then we are going to the boundary. We're creating a new boundary equals to, in the quotation marks, write boundary dash left slash, and in the round brackets we're making the reference NSUUID open and close round brackets dot UUID string. So it's a randomly generated unique ID. And then we write request dot set value. The value in the quotation marks will write multipart write slash form dash data semicolon, and then space boundary equals to left slash in the round brackets make a reference to our boundary, and HTTP header field will be in the quotation marks content dash type. Okay, and once again this is the boundary of MIME type. This in order to let our server recognize what we're sending to it. Okay, and the next step will be to compress the image to send to the server, because we don't want that high sized image to be sent to the server. So we will compress it. Let image data equals to UI image JPEG representation, and the representation of the JPEG will be image view dot image. This is the reference variable of our function. That's the one. And it will depend. It can be AVA image view or it can be Kava image view. And don't forget here then to put exclamation mark, and compression will be quality 0.5. So 50% it will reduce the quality, which is fine, which is actually a normal in professional apps. So after that, we need now to assign the body which we've created. Request.http body equals to access the file helper class, helper open and close round brackets dot body. Here we go. And with parameters will be params which we have created. Params. Okay, file name. This will be the file name of, depending, we want to cast an image view tapped. It tracks either it's AVA or Kava. So we want, if it's AVA, we want to make the image file name ava.jpeg. If it is Kava, we want to make it kava.jpeg. So here, I'll in the quotation marks, left slash and the round brackets, I'll make a reference to image view tapped. So it's tracking. Then coming out of the round brackets, we'll write JPEG. Then the file path key, so this will be a file. If we go to NetBeans, that is the one. This is the key file. That's the one. Okay. Then the image data key will be our image data, which we compressed here. And the boundary string will be our boundary, which we wrote. And we will cast it as data. Here, don't forget after image data to put exclamation mark. Here we go. Okay. So let me write the comments for you. URL address we gonna access, or we call it API. Here we are declaring request with further parameters or with further configurations. Post is the safest method of passing data to the server. These are values to be sent to the server under keys like ID or type. That one is MIME boundary, or it also called header. Here we are compressing image and converting image to data type. And that here we are assigning full body to the request to be sent to the server. Okay, this is what we've done here. And finally, we can launch this session. URL session dot shared dot data task. Here must be data task with request and completion handler. Data task with request and completion handler. Request will be the request which we have declared. Completion handler will be completion handler which will return data, response, and error. Okay, so as you remember, with the threads, we need first declare the thread queue.main.asynchronously. That's the one. And here inside we will write if error is not nil, then we wanna return, and as in login we wanna show the information to the server, to the user. I'll just copy this line and I'll paste here. Error occurred. Then we have another one, do. So if there are no errors, do. We will access our data. Guard let data equals data, else it will return. I'll just copy this alert message line and here we'll return. That's the one. And so if we cast the data with the safe mode, then we want to return JSON. Let JSON equals try JSON serialization dot JSON object with data and options. That's the one, data which we declared above, and options. The options we will use it allow fragments. That's the one, and we'll cast it as NS dictionary. Excellent. So after that, we need here to catch if there is an error, like we've done here. And here, don't here helper, I'll write with a capital, accessing the full class, like this, helper and the round brackets. Don't forget here to write dot here dot resume. Okay. Okay, very good. And what we can do now, here we are fetching JSON sent or generated by the server or PHP file. Okay, very good. So I would like now to print out the JSON and see how does it work. And before we run this application, what we need to do is we need now to call this function. That one is function which sends request to the server to upload the image, which can be Ava or Kava. Okay, so here once let's say once we tapped and selected the picture, and here we want to execute our upload image function, where the cover image will be equals to image. Here we'll write self.upload image from self.cover image view, and we'll write here execution for the Ava as well, self.upload image from Ava image view. Very good. Here I'll write a comment for you. Assign selected image to cover image view. As you remember, image view, it's like a frames to store the image. Upload image to the server. And I'll write the same for the Ava. Assign selected image to Ava image view. And then we're uploading the image to the server. Very good, excellent. Okay, let's now build and run our app and see how we can upload our image to the server. I'll select the cover. I'll select from photo library. let's say the waterfall has been uploaded successfully. Excellent. And it returns the profile picture, which is here is a mistake. It should be, yeah, it's fine. Here it's a cover and it returns everything. Okay, very good. So let's see in XAMPP. We're going to XAMPP htdocs fb. We got cover. Here we go. This is our waterfall which we have uploaded. And image is the size is reduced by 50%, the quality, but still it looks very, very good. Okay, with the AVA, this is which, okay, let me remove this, even I'll remove this folder. Okay, so the image has been uploaded. Okay, I'll go now to profile picture. I'll select a new one, which is, let it be this green one. Okay, I uploaded and excellent. It created the folder and it uploaded the file to the image view. File AVA has been uploaded successfully. Your file cover has been uploaded successfully. Excellent. So we see that in the server, it stores our images which we uploaded and it generates a folder for every single user. 18 because this is the ID, unique ID of the user. Very good. So let's now check in the PHP my PHP my admin panel. So I select the user. I go to the current user is 18. This is Bob Michael, this is a current user. So here we go. We got the cover and AVA images updated. Very good. So this is really outstanding result, guys, we've achieved. So in order to reconfirm that everything works, not 100 but 1000% well, you can just copy this URL, open a new link, and just try to open. So it will load for you an image. And the same we're doing for the AVA. Here we go. Excellent. So this is, guys, how we created, and that is like a super amazing result we achieved. So it's really amazing. So my congratulations, guys. So we are now uploading the images to the server, we're storing the file path, and we are developing a super professional logic. Amazing and good job.